And there we should be. It reminds me I need to customize this ship first. There we go. And YouTube is called up as well. Perfect. So yeah, a new update is out. This is the first stream of it, for me at least. And I'll be playing the Guichen. If that is how you pronounce it. I should have looked up, but I didn't. So yeah, I'll play it. And if I get it spaded during the stream, which I think I'll be able to, I'll try and grind for a Haguro next. So let's just get started right into it. And I hope we'll actually get a match in a decent time. Won't be getting too much progress towards my Paris, will I? But oh well. The boat has to be spaded at some point. Not at the moment. And for a 4.3, I'm surprised it's taking this long, but it will. Sam, you know I won't. Yeah. Although I'm not entirely sure if the 12-4-12s have the same Strellas. But it is a bit of a shame that they didn't get activated together with the Brennau. Not that the Brennau's missiles are all that useful, but no well. It's a neat gimmick, I guess. Although most certainly not worth the cost for a rank 4. Was it, Matthew? Oh boy, lots of people saying lots of things. I haven't actually played any ships with radar yet, so I'm not sure if that's not working or not. So you're saying RP cost reduction for top tier ships? I haven't seen anything along those lines. Although I'd wish. And there we go. And we get the shitified map as first go. Oh boy. I haven't actually played this map yet, this update. Where do I even want to go in this HE only ship? Well, let's get some other... Spartiato is 3-7, Flagstaff is 3-3. This is a full down tier. Some other spawn. Let's just spawn in and see what happens. I have plenty of backups in case I get annihilated, but yeah. Spawn to spawn, shooting to C. And let's not even start talking about B, but luckily I got a bit of a forward spawn. So the enemy ships will be behind the island here. Two search radars, fancy. Those 57s will shoot at destroyers? Also, I need to turn that noise down because jeez, those are loud. Gunfire volume is already minimized, but oh well. There's something shooting me in front. Let's just ignore that for the time being. Although, I might actually not want to. Let's put the 57s on the case. HMS Vega. Actually attempt to see if these 57s could do some meaningful damage if I manually fired them. And it seems like they do. But not quite enough to pen the hull. You know what, let's switch those 57s off of surface targets. Because the AI gunners are not going to hit anything anyways. And they're making way too much noise. Okay. Collision alert. I'll just continue to pepper this Vega through the front, because he keeps repairing his front gun.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
And for as far as I know, the Axis sets are only modeled on 2 ships, and they're basically the same class of ship, and they have been since the beginning of Naval. Those ships were introduced. And they're just the tubes anyways. Come on, just finish them off. Nothing on B. PT bird. Yeah, the German Albatross. We have to specify which Albatross actually. Seeing as there's 2 of them. These 57s are really good anti-coastal weapons. Did I lose an engine? I kinda lost engines, that's why I'm so slow to accelerate.
We're controlling most of the zones.
Not often you see a main fire control tower faster turret traverse, well, faster traverse than the main guns. Do well. Especially on a ship like this.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I think I have enough splash damage to get into the shell rooms there. But it doesn't seem like I'll be detonating them with Tsuki anytime soon. So let's just try and finish off the crew. Or somebody else will do. Also, for those who haven't noticed yet, new kill icons for Naval. I'm trying to collect all of them. I think I have screenshots of all of them, so they will be in the video I'll do on the update when I get around to doing that. God, I think this is just really not that fast. There is the hull break emblem or icon. A Shonan. Their side. I really wish I could. And ironically, I might actually be camping this island though. Aquium. A rare sight. That is not a player, is it now? I'm kind of tempted to use the 57s again. Let them rip into these smaller frigates. Actually, they might actually be thin enough for me to use them manually and do meaningful damage. it doesn't really seem like it. I'm shooting all of them, okay. Let's just use the 105s. That's an SKR, that needs to be dealt with. Oh, that needs to be dealt with immediately, doesn't it? I'm flooding, so let's try and deal with that first. Around, so nothing's sneaking up on me. Actually, I have a bit of a better look, but I didn't see anything. I am taking a lot of fire though, and I doubt I'm going to survive for too much longer. But let's try and take that SKR with us. Hockbeam is actually doing a surprising amount of damage, I think. As well as whatever is in front of me. Yep, I see you, I see you. But I don't have any guns left because he shot them all. Torpedoes, torpedoes, maybe? Maybe torpedoes? Where are his torpedoes? I didn't see any of them. Oh. Come on, that was so close. Didn't see the G5's torpedoes in front of me. I need to repair. Oh, come on, gun sight can't go low enough. The third person can. There we go. What on earth is that? This is a 25s, is it? Looks like it. And there I go. And the Hockbeam got the kill. A bit hectic because of the G5, but oh well. We've got a lot of frigates. A lot of frigates and destroyers. But we have a backup, and I'll use it. There's another Vega. The spawn directions is awful. I want to go to B, but I just can't anymore. Not late at all. We're only just this is just the first match. And it's going alright. First match being a full down tier. Need to get all guns on targets on this Vega. Vega repaired its engines, might be able to knock them out again. Or not. Can I reach not pan it? Doesn't look like it. But Vega is now sinking. Vega also doesn't carry torpedoes, so that's not a threat. There's a Vega on that flank. And these guns take half a century to turn. Let's hope that somebody else will engage it as well, because my HE only will not think that ship anytime soon. This is indeed the new ship, Guichen, or however you pronounce it. There's another ship close to me, but it's not currently engaging me, so it's not a threat. Not as is Vega, at least. Stop flooding. Just keep firing. Vega now, I think, not really engaging me anymore. Let's switch over to this Clemson. And we'll make full steam for B. C is a bit too deep into enemy territory to try and get, so we're not even going to try to go for C. Yep, this thing has German 105s. Clemson is sinking because of a low crew, so I no longer care. It's Churchill, actually. Now back to the Vega. Front gun doesn't quite have the angle. Leopard just chase out. Okay. Hold on. What's going on in front of me? It's Shonan again. But the thing is, I think my HE has enough punching power to get to its 25mm ammo stores. I'll just have to ignore that Vega for now. The 57's shooting him. I might actually just shoot the 25s manually to disable them. Nope, it is just contact fuse high explosive. Ah, that's a Japanese destroyer right in front of me. Come on. Do I not have a torpedo-like lead at all? Guess we'll just have to eyeball it. I really want this Shonan dealt with. There's a Japanese long lance. Well, not quite a long lance in the Iron Army, but they will. Does any of my torpedoes hit the Iron Army? Any of them, please. One of them did and detonated him. Lovely. We keep going. We decap B. We are just getting hammered from all sides though, but I think I'm taking the Shonan with me. Does look like it. There we go. And there I go as well. Well, that was a good little fight. The problem now is, what do I do now? I could go for C with the Milan. Milan's probably my best bet. But like those guns. Actually, no, that's not the... That's Le Malin that has the long guns. Not Milan. Oh well. French destroyer it is. What happened to that Vega over here? Is it dead? Seems like it. But I think this is going to be a defeat for us.
Attack the enemy!
Wait until we get a lead indicator on Alwyn. And try and hit him. Probably should have gone with the Marceau instead. Those German 15cm guns. we go, good hits on the Alwyn, should bring him down. Watson B, not that guy. There, Vega again. The Alwyn is going down, right? Yeah, it's sinking. SKR up again.
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Okay, let's just ignore that for now. Thinking about a Waterloo Grave, I think. Target front. Rosa, not the biggest threat, probably an eye. And game over. Well, I tried my best, that's for sure. But that was a good first match in the Guichen. Full down there. And there we go, parts and FP unlocked. I definitely want to get main armament targeting, but that's not something for now. Let's get rudder replacement. There we go. Propeller replacement. And then shrapnel protection probably. And on to the next one. Yeah, no, that was a very fun first match in this thing. I really would have liked guns that were just a bit bigger than 105s. You see, they're just a little bit anemic to be only HE guns against surface targets. How fast is this thing actually? No, I don't ever really buy the mods for ships. I always just spade them. So yeah, that first match was with a completely stock ship. With a level 20 crew that is experted. Ah, it's UMD, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't really... Even on ships where I think that the stock round is going to be... No, I have actually bought mods before for certain ships. But I don't tend to, when I unlock a new boat, to just buy their mods outright. Yeah, it's... I haven't played the French GDs in a while, so that was the first time I've actually played those short 138s again. But in general, I think for those guns, you need to have good aim. You need to know where to lead and how much to lead by. Because the French destroyers are best suited at range, I'd say, because their turret traverse is incredibly slow. You don't want to get close with them. Even Guichen probably shouldn't have gone in that close like I did. But then again, I'm playing for fun rather than trying to be too competitive. That's kind of the weird part about the gun. The guns are low velocity, so you don't really want to use them at long range. But the gun handling is quite poor, so you don't want to get close range. So you need to find some kind of middle ground. Or if you do go close range, you need to be able to make it so that the enemy ships are always on one side of your ship. But then the French DDs are also kind of fragile. They are fast though, they're really fast ships. So they might be good flankers. Good hit and run ships. The Guichen does feel more like a brawler though, which is a bit weird. I've ran into Guichens only once. I haven't really been playing that much Naval, but well. I ran into them once and they were menaces up close. And again, that was an actual coastal match more than a destroyer match. And there we go. Another battle. African... Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Because this map has... The Guichen is a destroyer classification, even though I think... I'm not too sure if the Italian... the same hull in Italy is actually destroyer or cruiser anymore. I've forgotten. But this getting a destroyer spawn is really nice for getting to the seaport in African Gulf. Where those 57s can do some damage up close. That's 4-3 all still. Emile Bertin is 5-3, so full up there. I have to see what this Leone is up to, because I want to slip in behind him and go to sea immediately. There we go. T-22, but no enemy cruisers spotted yet. Even though we have an Emile Bertin, which is 5-3. And I don't see any enemy cruisers. Either I'm just failing to lock onto any. Let's see what the muzzle walls in these guns are like. Also, that's really fast targeting like information. That's nice. Decently high velocity guns. Well, this should be around here. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's Phoenix. Didn't notice. Where are you? There you are. There's something over there, but I can't see what it is. Hold on. That's a Moskva. Is that it? Yep, there's something. But that's also a destroyer, a Sumner. Do they really not have any cruisers? And again, a Sumner could put up a fair fight against a Bertin. Of how fragile that cruiser is. There's something. Ah, there's a... Abdeel? I think that's an Abdeel. Try and mess with that Sumner in a bit. Nothing in front. Nothing yet. Are the coastal boats waiting for each other? Why is 811 just sitting outside of the cap? Yep, there it is, now it's moving. I often see that. Anyways, that's a German destroyer, but I want to mess with the... Boy, not the Somers. There's 2 Abdeels, 3 Abdeels, and an Atlanta. Yeah, no boy. I'm surprised that the Emile Bertin is still afloat then. Is it... Oh, I should probably disable my anti-air gunners, because I do not want them to draw attention now. But that Moffat seems to want me dead. So we'll respond in kind. I see a Pier 183 just running across, but that's not a problem. Fine. But hitting my ammo is kind of suboptimal, but okay. There's an SKR-7 up as well. The Moffat seems distracted by other guns. We'll keep shooting at it just in case. SKR-7 got torpedoed, so that's a torpedo logo. Actually, let me take a screenshot of that, because I don't have that one yet. Yep, that's where the lead marking is, and that's now a different ship. What's in front? Oh boy, port in front. Let's see what the 57 can do. I actually have more than one of them. I don't. Come on. Shoot the turrets. Just shoot the turrets. For the love of God, shoot the turrets. We're getting hit by an SKR as well, I think. Yeah, I am. Yeah, those guns hurt. Those guns hurt a lot. I literally don't have anything to defend myself with, other than a teammate helping me out. Actually, torpedoes. One of them's repaired again. Nope, he's gone. Jesus. Come on. Bit weird to see the fire rate of the 57s reduce when repairs are going on, but okay. Those are torpedoes from a 206 coming my way, so let's just keep going. And wonder how the hell I'm still afloat. Seems I do have permanent flooding in the front there. Bishop Pregnant is Phoenix, I think. Yep. Oh boy, what are you? Why are you? Be gone. That thing also says RBU 6000s and I want it off my screen immediately. Thank you. I say it to my own 57s, but oh well. So yeah, as you can see, this thing's a menace if it can get close to coastal spawns. Because those 57s hit incredibly hard. When it comes to coastals at least. Yep. Let's have those now do their anti-air roll. Bit optimistic to shoot that far out, but oh well. There, they could do some shooting. Never mind. What is that? Only 5. It's a bit of a shame I don't have any. I was about to say it's a shame I don't have any HEVT, but a direct hit from a 57mm HE shell will do the trick, I guess. I do fire enough of them at least. Oh, is there another coastal around? There is another coastal around. Poor thing. Let's get in, or try to get into cover whilst we can. No clue what happened to that salvo, but I'll take it. Or rather, I won't complain about it too much. That's a Fletcher. I'll definitely want to hide with 12% crew remaining. Hide from the Fletcher as soon as possible, please. There we go. And now I just sit here, I think, until a bright, a slight breeze just sinks me. The most exciting thing. I don't actually know what you'd call the most exciting thing about this update, because there's nothing particularly exciting. There's definitely some cool stuff that I actually should look at after this battle. Like the crew heat map is very cool. New ships wise, there's nothing too particularly cool. Brennau is kind of unique, but these trials on it are not really useful. This thing is pretty cool, but it's again not the most like interesting. Well, this actually is a pretty interesting boat. This, it's just not the most powerful. This is a destroyer, a French destroyer. Actually, no, that reminds me of the most interesting this update is the first premium coastal for French coastal vessels. Meaning that we'll get a French coastal tree soon, TM. Hopefully. Let's actually switch over to radar. I'm tempted to try and go to A, but I know it's just going to end in a disaster. The Americans did, like, I'm trying to think of what they all added again. So the Americans got another frigate, an actual World War II one again, which is kind of cool, but it's 4-0, a bit disappointing. The Russians got another coastal vessel at 4-7, which is rough. Oh well, it's one of the fastest coastals in game. The Germans got another coastal vessel, also with Strela, but the Strela only has a 1.2 kilometer lock-on range. There's one new battleship, and that's quote-unquote a battleship because it's a battlecruiser Queen Mary for Britain. Actually a pretty interesting ship. I need to double check its BR, but at 6.3 with 13.5-inch guns, it's actually pretty potent. Yeah, I not have my... Does this thing not have track radar? I need to see if it's bound again. Come on, 57s, hit that invader. Or 105s? Nah, not enough lead. Oh, there goes a crit, there goes a kill from my bottom member. But yeah, where was it? So Queen Mary. No new coastals. Let's actually check after this battle. Yeah, this thing is pretty fun as in a downter. But yeah, Queen Mary. And after that, Japan gets another Miyoko, but tech 3 this time, so nice. But anyways, let's actually go over all that stuff first. Let's get engine, let's get dry docking, so now I go full speed. Let's go faster secondary turrets. And then ventilation, I guess. Yeah, Guichen is French. New French coastal, which is cool, but I'm probably not going to get it anytime soon. Italy has another coastal, which is just an LCS, but replaced the front 76/40. Japan gets, as I said, Haguro, which is a Miyoko class, but also at 5-7, no one knows. Britain gets Queen Mary. They don't get any coastals today, no. So Queen Mary at 6-3. Genuinely, actually a pretty good ship at 6-3, but just because of the firepower. Armor-wise, not as much. Russia has a new coastal. This thing, incredibly quick, goofy, hydrofoil. Germany has the Brennau, which is way too expensive for a rank 4, but oh well. And then America has Coolbow. That's all the new boats. When I go to France again... Actually, no, I forgot the French, but who cares, premium ship, which is just Bourrasque, so who cares. One of the cooler features, and let me actually look at this ship for it. Let me get a good angle, protection analysis, and show crew distribution. You now see where the crew is, distributed along a ship, and where the most of it is. So the turrets carry some crew by the looks of it. Fire control directors... Who knows? It genuinely, the Brenau shouldn't cost that much where it is in the tech tree. Oh well. So there's, yeah. That's going to be engines, transmission. And this thing also depends on the viewing angle. So that's why I was like looking for full broadside. Because then you can see the crew compartments more neatly. It sadly doesn't... On the dev server, it was kind of bugged where we just carry over. So you could actually look at the X-ray and the heat map at the same time. So if we're to look again, so ammo's there, engines, transmission, engine, transmission. And we had like weird ones here, didn't we? We go to armor protection analysis, crew distribution. We need to go flat again. Why is there a gap here? So that's in front of like the elevator. But why is there this gap? There's nothing really in that gap. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really neat feature, that crew heat map. Especially again because you can see engines and stuff. And you see that those are actually the most important parts when it comes to crew distribution. For early ships at least. So yeah. Off we go again. Nope. So he's ready up. And I think it's going to be a good 2, maybe 3 matches to spade it. Yeah, it's a really, really useful tool that I am definitely going to incorporate into my reviews going forward. Actually, before we queue, I haven't checked yet, and I really should, if that is also a feature on stuff like frigates. Because I'd really like it to be, but I don't think it is. It isn't, which is a real shame. It's only a thing for blue water vessels. Which is a bit of an oversight on Guichen's part, but oh well. Now we can go queue. Because that's the funny part as well. In their patch notes, they said it was a feature added to all naval ships, but clearly it isn't. Because the frigates don't have it. Encounter on Norway with destroyers. That's not something you see often. Because those are not good spawns. Oh well. Yeah, well, I can understand it not working on normal coastals because there's no reason for it to work on like smaller PT boats, but it not working on frigates and some of the bigger subchasers is a real oversight. It's a 4-7, that's a 4-0, 4-7. I've forgotten what the Z43 is in BR, but I will. Kazuki is also 4-7. Is that a Clemson? That is a Clemson. So what is our top speed now with full upgrades? 72. Respectable. So it's only a thing on Italian ships, and it's an aerial identification marker. So that planes know what ships are Italian. You know, what ships are theirs. It's the same reason why German dreadnoughts have like these big white circles on their turrets, is to identify them for Zeppelins, I think. Yeah, it works enough. Does of course also mean that the enemies know what ships you're in. Or what ships are, you know, Italian. But they're aerial identification markers. I think it's also because the and I'm not too sure on this, but I think it's because the Italian Air Force, like the Italian Navy didn't have its own Air Force arm, like other navies would. And I think most, you know, pilots weren't exactly trained on identifying ships. So I think that's one of the reasons why they have their own identification markers, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Anyways, let's just continue to mess up this Sumner. gearing, or Nox, or whatever. HE is still doing wonders and knocking out his turrets. There we go, that's a sunk gearing. Frank Knox. Now to work on the next one. I think there's quite a famous example of German destroyers getting blue and blued by aircraft. I forgot what the battle was or what the thing was called. I've definitely seen a video on like a German destroyer group getting bombed by an HE-111. Because they mistook the 111 for a British aircraft, and then the 111 of course mistook them for British ship because they were shooting at it. What range are my torpedoes? 5 kilometers, that's a bit yikes. What on earth is shelling me? It's a Mitcher. Okay, what was that missile? Coastal. No? What was that missile? Is there a Bravi? There is a Bravi. No, there isn't. That's a Douglas. Brave. Took out my rangefinder, didn't they? Well, I'm a fire director. Yeah, I thought I needed way more lead. I'm gonna ignore those destroyers shooting me just to finish off this Douglas. Having the audacity to fire missiles at me. It seems none of my shots are hitting. Really difficult to see those tracers as well for some reason. Oh well, backup time it is. But now I'm not quite sure what the game plan for the Douglas is. No, he's too far away from the B point to reload there. Sinking. This is a bit of a rough map for these kind of battle ratings, to be honest. Phoenix? What happened there? I assume you were getting shot by the other destroyers more than the Douglas, but they will. And we can silence those 75s, 57s rather for the moment. We are just going to try and rush to that middle island and play around that a bit instead of just pushing out into the open. There goes the enemy Douglas. The Douglas being there must have meant it spawned over here. Weird spawn place for a Douglas. So, just not quite sure what the Douglas was doing, to be honest. Because it's a weird position to spawn on this map, and it's also a weird time of a match to spawn a Douglas. Guns recenter again. E5? Hello there. Nope, I want to focus on that thing. Hitting an island, that's fine. That's the island I wanted to hit. Let's see if we can hit that G5 in 57s. I don't think I will from this range. I should quad out. Never mind, it's already been detonated by the, well, hole broken by the Hamden. And the Hamden's gonna go ham on this guy as well, I think. And we'll do a little bit of a tactical beaching. And there we go. That should be a sinking Moffat, or not Moffat gearing. Thunder, whatever. Oh, what do we have there? What did I lock onto for a second? Those are also out of torpedo range. Actually, how long would it take these torpedoes to travel that distance? I can't do conversions like that in my head. I wish I could. You know, I kind of wish that instead of putting the torpedo speed in kilometers an hour, they did it in meters per second. Because it's just so much easier to use in kilometers an hour when it comes to converting those distances. At least for me it is. AA gun's going ham on a P-47. What is shooting? Oh, they were tearing me up. Yatna is apparently. Yep. But my HE only is not good enough to actually deal damage to an actual cruiser. There we go. I just needed to sink quickly. Also, I need to stop. Why is my repairs automatic? That's definitely not what I want. There we go. Etna is flooding kind of quickly, so we should be fine. Squad mate taking the hits. There we go. A bit so my guns won't get interfered by. Oh well. Whatever. And this is the La Combattante, isn't it? The French Hunt class. Lost an engine, but I'm not going to repair it anytime soon. Because I'm still going a decent rate and we're about to get into cover. Are you? That's a Diana, or a Daring class. Probably really shouldn't be pissing off this many destroyers at once, but no well. Am I in range for a torpedo strike? Not really. Impetuous in front, Akazuki off to the flank. What do we want to deal with the Impetuoso? Combatant has been dealt with, perfect. And this Impetuoso is also getting dealt with quite rapidly. I forgot that that thing actually doesn't have anti-frag armor like actual American destroyers. So HE does do some damage to it. And there we go. What should we shoot next? Probably that Diana, although he's getting shot in the flank. Who's this one? Okay. Aircraft going up. So let's get the other guns on target, but I think they're bugged at the moment. That sometimes just tends to happen with AA guns, they'll just point straight up. So what you need to do is take manual control of them. Let them target this and hope they'll not bug again. There we go. And now I've got myself horribly out of position. Oh, please, please, guns, please. Thank you. I've got a love post-war anti-air guns. They'll actually train fast on targets. That's out of range. That is in range. That was indeed a bit close for comfort, but we survive. At least we survived the air attack. Now let's see if we can actually survive the naval attack. Oh no, the 105s won't do anything. Look at all to a hipper. That's at low health Diana, which I can actually finish off with a bit of luck. There we go, 57, I think killed it. Okay, come on. I lost my bridge, that's why I'm turning so slow. Makes sense. Akazuki is kind of shooting me up. And while I also don't have any armor, so HE spammers like an Akazuki could be dangerous. Let's go on the radar, because I need a warning when aircraft are approaching. Speaking of, I think that several aircraft, I think they're all friendlies though. No, they're not friendlies. There's some friendlies in there, but they're definitely not all friendlies. Not enough crew members to repair, and I'm flooding rapidly. I can hopefully take the Akazuki with me. I took down a Typhoon, lovely. Akazuki might be flooding. That's severe damage to another guy, and I think I've shot him down as well. No, my squad mate did. So what are we going to play? Let's do Marceau with his German 15 centimeters. But that is a smooth 4 air kills, 7 assists. Oh, I forgot to put the Belgian flag on the ship. There we go, another kill on the Hatsuzuki. I'm really liking the Guichen. It's different compared to the other French destroyers. Also, it doesn't have any sap. It can be surprisingly aggressive, just because of a higher a high rate of fire. And those 57s, even without any VT, do not disappoint in terms of anti-air capabilities. That was a good little hit. Let's see if we can hit the engines though. That's a bit too much lead. Come on, we just have to hit those engines. He's turning away from us. I need to overlead a bit. I think. And now I'll just do something else, I think. I was up into a Mitsuki, but where in front of me? Oh, there's a Mitsuki. Too far behind. Although I think it no longer matters for the Mitsuki, really. Getting ripped apart by the Tigre and the Frank Knox. Let's go for that battle class instead. More specifically, it's front ammo, the weakness of most British destroyers. Although I've been hearing from some people that detonations are getting really hard to get this update. So let's see if that's true, shall we? Well, there we go. But no, I've heard people saying that playing battleships getting detonations is really difficult. Although I have yet to confirm that for myself. Okay. Let's improve the rangefinder. Pumps and ammo wetting. Then we'll get a smoke screen, and then, yeah, one more good match will do us, I think. And then I can get back to grinding my Haguro. I'm not sure. Because I don't play many battleships to begin with, so I'm not too tuned into the battleship meta, so to say. But if battleships are harder to detonate, it's going to be both a bad and good thing. Because a decent cruiser could detonate a battleship, and that would make, give the cruiser a fair chance in some cases. But if battleships are harder to detonate, it means that like powder kegs like Hugh and Wyoming might actually be playable. Or most of the American standard class battleships most of the standard class battleships or type battleships for America. Because they're all kind of explodey. This map again, so we know what to do. And let's hope it's not a full up tier. Blackstaff is 3-3, Kaku is 4-7 though. SQR is 4-3, I want to say. Yeah, I'm growing to like this ship. It's unique, it's different. We've got a Yacht, we've got a Bravi, that's 5-3, so it is a full up tier. Okay, what is trying to shoot me? I think it's the AI Yacht. So our game plan's going to be the same, we just rush that island in the middle and hope we survive. And we'll see from there. That's a bit scarier to see, especially since we don't really have a ship like it. It's going to be a Köln or Leipzig. Are those shells heading towards me? They seem to be heading to behind me. Yeah. That Leopard might actually be one of my best targets to shoot at, but I don't have the best firing angles for it. So let's just go to that island and see from there. I do see an AI coastal. And the AI coastals are actually pretty good at dodging long-range fire. Because they keep bobbing and weaving. Okay. Okay, that's a hit. No hull broken, sadly. I think the 105s are... Actually, the 105 should be capable of hull breaking this PT boats like that. And I think... Oh, come on. Those should be decent if the Dispersion says so, but no. Dispersion says no. Also, okay, let those guns recenter again. There we go. And my squad mate hits him. The destroyer in front is pretty messed up. I think we'll do a little bit of island hopping. We'll go through this island chain towards our coastal spawn. At least that'll be my intention. Where is that Douglas? Hello. Please, guns hit him. You know what? Let's take control of those 57s again. And hope we'll do better this time. That's a Douglas missile. I'm not too afraid of a Douglas missile. There we go. Bravi is not doing too well. Bravi's down, that's good to see. And we'll just keep going. K2. Let's try and hold behind this island a bit. Can I do a bit of a tactical beaching? I don't think I can, but with a bit of luck I can. K2 is shooting over the island though, isn't it? Rear guns should still have some line of sight on that leopard. Let's disable this 57 for the time being.
The victory is near.
And I think we'll just stay here for a little time. Until I figure out what on earth is shooting me from all the way over there. It's really the Kafkas. And I get the feeling that that might not be a human Kafkas. Nope. That looks suspicious, like one of those good old alphabet bots from earlier. From way back. So what I'll do, because alphabet bots are a bit stupid, and I'll just continue to focus on one and the same target. I'm not in cover from him though. And I'm also stuck. But what we do is we go to complain, we go to what? Highly suspicious card and activity. There we go. This is a bit annoying though, because those bots will not stop shooting the same target over and over again. It needs something to sink it. didn't think I have the firepower to do it myself.
Destroy the target.
Let's just try and get out of dodge. The smoke screen probably would have been really useful by now. Are we in range of any of the convoy ships? Actually, almost, but I think my squad mate has launched torpedoes as well. There's not much point in me launching them now. Let's not tactically beach in front of the guns of the Kafkas. Yeah, I really wish I had smoke right now. I really do. And reflexed off. And there's an aircraft up apparently. I'm gonna try and use that smoke screen my squad mate so hopefully it dropped, but I think it's too late for the ship. Yep, lost my anti-air. I need it back. Preferably faster, or sooner rather than later. Just gonna have to prime them on the gun because they stopped firing for some reason. Oh boy! Oh boy! No! No! The aircraft that needs to die first. Torpedo! Torpedo! And that's gonna be... Ooh, okay, that was not the end of me, barely. Is that aircraft still up? It is still up. It's diving. And I've lost all my guns again. And yeah... Okay, I'm still alive. But again, a faint breeze will sink me. That's a Portland on the enemy team. Permanent flooding in one of the transmission rooms. I am incredibly surprised that the torpedo didn't sink me outright. I would have assumed that we would have lost more crew than like, what, 7 from the torpedo strike? Or was it a 9? There was only 20 left. Critical buoyancy, but... Why am I not turning the direction I want to turn? It's because I no longer have a rudder. I might actually get knocked out by those AIs, I'm not too careful. Buoyancy is critical, but I've stopped flooding. Seeing as the compartment is now saturated. Let's take it a bit easy and just shoot at the AI until it gets sunk. And there goes the enemy Kafkas, sunk by our AI cruiser apparently. And let's see, does it respawn? Because if it doesn't respawn, it's definitely a bot. And there I go. A slight breeze has finally caught me. Shots by the Emden. I do have backup and I will use it just to make sure I spade it, but I think I should be fine. in terms of RP gained. But I have so many backups, I might as well use them.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
There.
Attack
No, it's over there. Why do we need to check over there? There's nothing over there. Also, does it Portland have its own mobile repair bay now? Looks like it. Guess we'll just have to shoot it so much the mobile repair bay can't help. Well, can't help fast enough. It's not a safe thing to peek out like that, because you might get shot instead. There he goes, hiding behind his cruiser again. Where are my shells going? I genuinely can't see them. Oh, I think they're going over the front turrets actually, just in front of them. And the cruiser is almost sunk. So I wonder what that coastal boat's going to do. There it goes. The 123 is on full retreat. Rather full advance by the looks of it. There's a hit, but nothing too severe yet. Turning in. Turning in more. So let's get closer to him as well. Another hit. I really think a 105 HE shell hitting that kind of boat twice would hull break it, but oh well. In the meantime, my squad mate is getting all the anti-air kills, all the fun. I was not aware I have that much naval damage done, okay. It's really weird seeing this many like 3-3 ships when this is a full up tier. This was a full up tier, right? Let's go to radar. Enemy aircraft on radar. 8 minutes still left in his match. And never mind, the last convoy ship got sunk. At least the last one that was needed. That was a fun match to spec the ship with. And I got a camo for it as well. And there we go. Let's see what the camo is. I think it's that pink, isn't it? It is. Yeah, that was a fun destroyer. More fun than I expected it to be. So now, I want to do my Japanese ships at 5.0 for two reasons. One, those ships will actually research Haguro just as efficiently, and two, I need to unlock more camos. And I don't have any of the other new ships yet, so I can't really play those. But if there's any questions about this update at all, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them. But yeah, 5.0 is the new battle rating Phoenix. I think the most work I need is to put in the Sendai. Kind of want to get, yeah, just all of them. But the Sendai needs the most work out of all three of them. Righty. I could also research Haguro with Miyoko. But that wouldn't be any fun, would it? I still need to get these camos for these ships anyways. As this way, just these three ships. I've already done a Gano, and then I'll just play 5-7. Let's do that so we can see our progress each match. There we go. And now we wait for a queue again. And we wait. That reminds me, at some point I need to respade all my Japanese aircraft again. Because then it's fire extinguishers to a whole bunch of them, especially the naval aircraft. Oh boy. Ooh, only one battle left on this booster, basically. Although I don't need it anymore. These ships are already all spaded. Although I could use it to boost the research to Haguro, but nah. Don't think I'll need it. That reminds me, I've been hearing rumors about what the next event ship is going to be. And if what I've been told by certain people is true, it is going to be a very boring event ship for me. I've been hearing through, not my usual kind of sources, that it's the October Revolution, another Russian dreadnought, which part of me doesn't believe it, because why on earth would they do two battleships back to back for naval events? But a Russian dreadnought, I really don't care. Although it would unironically be the first Russian dreadnought I unlocked, if it is the October Revolution. But I'm thinking it isn't going to be that ship, but I also don't put it past Guichen to do two battleships one after the other. because the past few events we've just been getting battleships practically non-stop. But I really hope they don't do another battleship, because event battleships are mostly just boring. Especially if they're just slightly different or ships compared to Tech 3 versions. Although I guess it is neat for collection purposes for some people. Yeah, I know, Phoenix. That's what I'm kind of hoping it is Indianapolis, even if that also isn't that interesting a ship. I still think Indianapolis is more interesting than the October Revolution, at least. But oh well. We'll have to find out when we actually get that event. Let's do Sendai first. And hope we spawn close to the islands. We didn't, so we are going to die. That, however, is looking like good matchmaking. Very good matchmaking. That is the AI hipper. That almost gave me a heart attack. They still didn't like spawning out in the open like this. Yeah, I know, so like exactly, Indianapolis wouldn't be that interesting in terms of the variety of ships we have, but it is an interesting like historical ship, Indianapolis. Whilst yeah, I think you could argue the same for October Revolution, of course. I know, that's why Indianapolis is so historically more interesting. And of course, the other reason why a lot of people think in Indianapolis is because it's one of the few, if not like the only, ships that were in that big ol' model leak like 2 years ago that hasn't come to the game yet. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what it'll actually be. In my hearts of hearts, I still hope we'll get the Oyodo as an event ship someday. Or as a Tech 3 ship. I just really want some more Japanese cruisers. Well, so I'm not complaining about Haguro, but it is just another Miyoko. At least we did get Haguro in an anti-air configuration. Yeah. A Takao, a special. Apparently, I didn't even know that there's this channel that they've been introduced to thanks to a few buddies of mine on another server that has like these that went over all Japanese like ships of a certain type, so all Japanese cruisers of World War II, all battleships, recently all carriers, and they're interesting videos if you can read through the jank subtitles. But I didn't know that the Takaos had like superstructure modifications. Like they used to be even chunkier before the modifications, before the war. When did I start playing War Thunder? Well, I do actually remember that, and that is around about this time when I was 13, which is 12 years ago? Yes, 12 years ago. I played it of the summer of my 13th, well, when I was 13. Currently the summer of my 25th, so 12 years I've been playing this game. Although there was like a year or two break somewhere in there. But yeah, I've played this game for too long. Like, yeah, the other way I can reference to how long I've played is I've started playing War Thunder just before they introduced the battle rating system for matchmaking. Like, I still remember the old rank-based research and matchmaking. To a certain extent. You know, however much you can remember from 12 years ago. Okay, that was an almost direct hit of a 140 HE. There we go. Yes! Unironically. It was indeed Jingles back in the day, because I actually have played the wargaming titles. I used to play World of Tanks back in the day, and I watched Jingles World of Tanks videos. But then I also started just watching his channel as a whole and watching his War Thunder videos, and that got me into War Thunder. Those were the times. Good old Jingles videos. Oh, good old Jingles War Thunder videos. Like when he actually played the game himself. Let's get behind it, Alwyn. Or is he trying to... There we go. I'm trying to think of what exact video Jingles got. I think it's he made videos on, I think, like the 50mm ME410 in an arcade. And for some reason that looked really fun. I think that's what got me into it. That does also actually remind me, I was originally an arcade player when it comes to War Thunder. I think back in the day I grinded up to 6.0 props for Britain, just in arcade. Which, if you were to ask me to do that nowadays, grind an R3 in arcade, I couldn't do it. I just do not have the reflexes for it anymore. And I used to play tanks when they first came out in arcade as well. I got up to the first King Tiger and up to the Tortoise in tank arcade. Well, that's paddling, that's exactly right. Is it Leopard ripple firing? That's not something you see often from a loader ship. It seems I shot through my ready rack. I only have a 10-second reload now. Ooh, that's a low health one. Is that too much lead? No, that's about right. There we go. I don't really watch as much Jingles as I used to. Probably should again, to be honest. I don't really watch that much like War Thunder or World of Tanks or World of Warships come. I think actually World of Warships I watch a little bit of. I don't just to see how much of a shit show it's become. Okay. Is that a Yugamo? That is a Yugamo. Okay, we're doing decent on the damage department this match. In this ship. What are shells when it heads for me or for the Alwyn? I don't even know. Actually mark him. It's all the way over there, is he? I think I saw a coastal moving behind him as well. I see more smoke. There's a light cruiser there as well. An Omaha! Oh boy. They've moved in there quick. And let's see what I can do about this Yugamo first. Oh, yeah, I should have seen it coming, shouldn't I? Those are Yugumo torpedoes? Jesus. I'm gonna think they're... and I'm flooded. Leopard torpedoes, okay. Is that from that leopard I sank earlier? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, those were definitely a few more torpedoes than that ship could handle. For sure. It was probably one of the last ships I expected to be torpedoed from, though, to be honest. Let's get our gun-based revenge. But still, we did decent damage for this with the Sendai. Ah, yeah. Sometimes you surprisingly see quite a few people like that that didn't realize you can just play mouse and keyboard for realistic battles. Yeah, back in the day, historical battles. I do kind of miss the old RRB with more nation-based matchmaking. Because I've played a lot of Japanese air. It's actually the only air attack we have completed. And all the Pacific maps are really fun. At least I remember enjoying those maps. Not as much when I was spading the bombers, but looking back on it, they're definitely more fun than the current maps. The funniest part about most of those Pacific maps when you're playing Japan is that the American/British pilots didn't have the Pacific maps that often in their matchmaking. They sometimes fought the Germans and stuff like that on land-based maps. And of course they don't have as many carrier aircraft as Japan has, so a lot of them just didn't know how to carrier land. Or they would try and just crash. So a legitimate strategy if you're playing Japan facing Americans on Pacific maps is you just wait until they run out of fuel or ammo and just see half of them crash trying to land on a carrier. Yeah, that was fun back then. Especially if there was things like P-47s and P-38s that were left on their team. Because you just couldn't cope with trying to land on a carrier in those ships, in those planes.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Come on, hit the German destroyer. Yeah, that was fun though, playing as Japan, is just seeing people try to turn fight zeros. If there's people out there still playing aircraft and playing those lower tiers and being new to it, there's one golden rule. If you see an A6M, never ever try to outturn it. Just don't. You know, I shouldn't be saying that, because being somebody who plays those planes, definitely try to turn fight them. Just turn fight them. Turn fight zeros. So it's never a bad idea to turn fight zeros. Definitely not. This statement is indeed sponsored by a zero player, but yeah. Can't get an accurate range through that smoke. go. At these kind of ranges, the Japanese 127 does best in my experience. At least these destroyer 127s, not the secondary 27s and the 127s on the cruisers. Okay, what is shooting me? It's you, isn't it? I remember back in the day when the A6M5s were 4.7. I think they were even 4.3 at one point, but they well. Yeah, yes and no. I found that Japanese planes, the Zeros especially, the naval fighters in general, can just generate energy out of nowhere. And they have really low stall speeds as well, so it's always funny when an American plane that's kind of low in energy tries to like stall climb a Zero and just stalls before the Zero will ever stall. Also, why am I not doing any damage to that? Is it fuel tanks just absorbing my shots? I think it is. Is it a plane heading my way? Not really. I have actually gotten footage of it, and I have already bug reported it, in case you care. That is something I'm going to mention in my video. I haven't played that much CAS yet. Again, I haven't actually been playing that much War Thunder, period, this update. But I have noticed that bombs don't explode, especially the American 1,000 pounder. But then again, that's practically the only real bomb I've been launching. This update, or dropping, launching. No, I have a torpedo angle on their fleet there. If only you could repair that other launcher in time. There. No, come on. Come on. Just repair the launcher. Just repair the launcher so we can get the hipper. There we go. Gonna be a bit of a narrow gap between his islands, but it will. Let's just launch the remaining 3 in that vague direction. And now we retreat. Because our purpose has been fulfilled. We've dropped torpedoes and now we run. Used to way to shooting from people when I'm running away though, or shooting at people. That T-22 is a bit daring. I don't know. I've played a Hellcat the other day that has 3 1,000 pounders. The first one did nothing, but the second one did work like a charm. So I really don't know what's going on with bombs in Naval, but I had played another match where I literally dropped a 1,000 pound bomb on the bridge of an Albing and did nothing. Really? Also, ironclads at 1.0 wouldn't work because 1.0 is already coastals and they couldn't deal with ironclads. Expect. Because remember that blue water starts at 3-3 not because there is no lower BR blue water ships they could add, because the earlier BRs are coastal. And they should stay coastal. They've already screwed it over more than enough. Doesn't matter. Torpedoes are not the main armament. And also, what do you mean with ironclads? Because ironclads actually spans quite a lot of ships. Oop, there goes my bridge. But luckily doesn't mean I'm in death turn anymore. I think the Harukas is kind of angry at me. Harukazu does not have anti-frag for as far as I know. Too high. Still aiming too high. I've noticed as well with bridge repair is that sometimes it doesn't automatically force you to repair the bridge, which is actually a really good thing. But other times it does. So still I have to try out getting my bridge shot out a bit more to see what it does. Let's mess up this leopard, shall we? I think it is about time we get actually disengaged instead of getting closer and closer to the spawn. Drop a smoke and get ourselves out of dodge. I'll try and maintain lock on this leopard though. Trying to break lock from the other ships. We have a little time. We're losing quite badly, which is not something I'd like to see, but oh well. 2.5 minutes left. I don't think the torpedoes are ever going to reach the AIs, will they? Well, technically speaking, they should, I think, with the time remaining. Yeah. War 1 ships are not that interesting. Well, there's two things I think that battleships can do against submarines, right? I'm not sure how familiar you are with the submarine event we had past November, but at periscope depth, the submarines were about in the strike zone of splash damage from high explosive, and as long as any part of the submarine poked above the water, you could lock onto it. Meaning that if you, let's say a submarine is at periscope depth and your battleship had a high explosive loaded, you might have enough explosive to just splash the submarine at periscope depth. The other thing, which I think will be a useful tool against submarines, is the scout planes. Because most recon planes carry bombs. And a lot of those bombs, if you have a bomb fuse equipped, could actually deal with a shallow submarine as well. And yeah, as Vader kind of brings up, is that submarines are really slow. Submerged, they are slower than most battleships. And on the surface, they're not that much faster. So depending on where you spawn a submarine or how it works, I don't see them being that dangerous to 7-0. But again, that's something we can only see if we actually get submarines and put them at that battle rating. But yeah, I think battleship caliber high explosive will be more than enough to deal with submarines. And you also have to take into consideration, whereas compared to WoWs where they can spot ships below the surface even when they're not, periscope depth. A submarine in War Thunder had to go to periscope depth and look around to spot ships. If it goes below the waves, it's completely blind. And when you, of course, poke your periscope up, you can get locked onto. You are difficult to spot, but you can get locked onto. Another thing when it comes to submarines and War Thunder is that you only get your... During the November event, you had to put your crosshair on target for like a 10-ish seconds before you got a torpedo lead indicator. So you couldn't just like pop up, launch torpedoes, immediately go down with 100% like accurate lead. You could of course blind fire them, but you know. And another thing is that you have to point your actual submarine at the target. Whereas in World of Warships you can kind of swing the torpedoes left and right a little bit, or aim them left and right a little bit. In the submarine event past November, you had to actually point your nose straight at the lead indicator, which is more difficult than you'd think, especially if you're in a high stress situation. Okay, how much progress was it for Sendai? Really good progress for Sendai. And good progress for Simikaze as well. Let's continue on. But I'd say we're ready for submarines. Like they could genuinely add submarines to the game and not be too big of a problem, in my opinion. Some more SL I'm not gonna, complain about. There we go. And now we wait for the queue again. Nuclear subs and post-war subs in general are a very different beast compared to World War II subs. Like, I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't have homing torpedoes, period. Just because dealing with them would be too annoying. Especially since, in most cases, you don't know if the torpedo is coming for you. But that's one thing that really needs to be tied to submarines, is an incredibly big expansion on sonar. And, actual sonar mechanics to begin with. Just some way to spot things in the water. And that's something we were lacking from the submarine event, is an actual, not necessarily sophisticated, but expanded sonar mechanic, or sonar systems. Because in the November event, it was all down to how much noise the submarine made, which is really basic, like depending on how much you moved. But the noise of the submarine equals its spotting range, basically. Yeah, but I think that would be too complicated. I would love some sonar mechanics, but simplified. Because otherwise you'll have way too much to think about. There's a reason a ship is armed with like dozens to several hundred men, and not just one. You need to simplify stuff like that. You can't make it full realism. Yeah, there's several submarines like that. I think there's a Japanese submarine that's pretty fast underwater as well. Actually, how fast is the Type 21? Because I think they do actually get pretty quick, don't they, at some point? Type 21 U-boat. Come on, there's the wiki. How fast were these electric boats? So these are fast submarines going 32 kilometers an hour. So, it's impressive for a submarine, but that's still slower than all of our battleships. Ah, boy. Encounter Fuego. Can't I just torpedo? Hold on. Hold on. I can just torpedo straight into the convoy, can't I? Yeah, I can. Although they are moving. What are rocket cruisers? Do you mean missile cruisers? I'm not too familiar with rocket cruisers. Oh boy, 5-7 up there. Lovely. Well, let's get these torpedoes around. It hurts. It hurts a lot. Because, you know, why wouldn't you spawn 7 kilometers away from enemy cruisers? You know, why would you remove cover on a map? These map changes. But yeah, missile ships, I'm not too sure about. I'm in the camp of rather not than having them. I'm already dead. I've already been sunk. Gotta love map design. Gotta love map changes, man. Yeah, don't worry about it too much, Hootie. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with missile cruisers and like their capabilities. But in general, I don't really like gameplay that is literally just acquire target, click button, weapon does the job for you. Arguably guns are in a similar thing where you just acquire target, lead, click button, but you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. I mean, yes, but the thing is, a submarine is never going to get to a respawn point before the rest of the team just moves on. And even then, I'm not too familiar with submarine torpedoes. But if the torpedo is too slow and it can't catch a ship, then it's not gonna be any good. Again, like in my opinion, a submarine should be at coastal battle ratings. With coastal, like, not necessarily spawns, but pretty much coastal spawns. This is a 6-0 up there, actually. Oh boy. And then you add submarines with some kind of deck gun. And then you can just spade them with the coastals, you know, and where they can compete with their guns and with their other stuff. And at the same time, every coastal has depth charges so they can deal with submerged submarines. But then if you want to up-tier submarines yourself, that will be on you. And if they can't compete, not Guichen's problem. Forgot what my torpedo depth was on the Shimakaze. I really hope it was 1 meter, because 4 meters is a bit overkill at SPR. I've pissed off that Fargo. I'm now going to suffer the consequences. Kind of want to bridge back. Oh, what's that in front of us? Oh, look, a Hipper. Actually an Eugen with those stripes. That's a Char on the enemy team as well, is it? Oh no! That's why we're getting so hammered. Yeah, it is. Well, against cruisers arguably is useful as well, but yeah, it's a bit overkill against destroyer. You can even miss destroyers with 4 meter. And it's a bit overkill against cruisers, especially with long lances. This is not gonna end well. The thing is, let's try if we can ammo-rack a Hipper. I've done it before with these guns and I'll do it again, damn it. Crew members to repair. Let's try the rear rack maybe. Come on, one more salvo in me, surely. One more salvo. It's gonna be a miss. Come on. I'm flooding severely, and there we go. No dice. I do have 4 meter depth on my Shimakaze. That's atrocious. There's no real reason to use it above 4-3. Because you'll still run the risk that I might actually miss stuff. Or like go underneath where the rudder is. Yeah. It is true that above... as soon as you start facing cruisers you can use 4 meter depth, because you're not really going to miss a cruiser at 4 meter depth. Okay. Do I see something more juicy? Not really. I see a camping hipper. With a bit of luck we'll stay camping. But let's predict some more forward movement. There we go. And I'll get yeeted out of this match real quick at this pace. I don't have nowhere near enough spawn points for a plane. Jesus. There's an aircraft up. B-17 apparently. Brave choice from Ishara. At least somebody is carrying our team, or trying to. Phoenix. Getting 2 Oigans. And this 25 is wasting ammo against an SKR. Now I have already wasted all of my torpedoes. So yeah. Yeah. But the thing is actually, now that I do bring it up, the squad that the Shara is doing is running technically 6.0s at 5.7. Because the Miyoko class should not be a 5.7. I do not know what goober thought that was a 5.7 and not a 6.0, but no well. And the Hippers also arguably shouldn't be 5.7s. They have the armor to withstand quite a lot at 5.7. Christ. That was an atrociously bad map. Or match rather. But you know, what they did to this map also doesn't help. Because for some reason they thought it was a good idea to 1. Remove most cover on this map, and 2. Put the spawn points more in the open. So you know, when you're getting a full up there you can spawn 7 kilometers away from 3 6.0 cruisers technically. In your 5.0 lineup. Atrocious. But yeah, I guess we'll spectate my squad mate until he's done. Where is he? Oh, he's already gone as well. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna return to hangar because I can't play anymore. We run out of spawns already. We did that. Oof, bad matchmaking. And as you can see, pretty little damage done. But yeah. You did mention banning that map, and I'm very tempted to as well, because it is just not a good map anymore for higher BRs. Although it's already, oh, but that's only one of them, of course. Do you have any more to dislike? Guess not. On we go. And we pray for better matchmaking. I really hope I don't run into Ashara squad again. For those that aren't aware, Ashara is a tournament player and one of our, I'd say, main rivals for the tournament team I'm a part of for Naval. But they're nice rivals to have. They're really good Naval players. Although I'm not as active in Naval tournaments as I used to be. Mainly because there's not that many good tournament formats around anymore. Northport is interesting for 5-0. Let's see what we're getting into. No familiar names at least. I'm not sure if I want to spawn Shimikaze. It could be fun for the torpedo memes down C. But I've gotten a bit out of practice with these long launch spreads. Oh well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. This seem like a down tier at least. So that's good. Probably should have gone with Sendai then as a first spawn, but oh well. The fact that I'm not in front is a bit annoying for me to want to set up torpedo spreads. So let's try and get past the Frank Knox. You know, I'm up for it. I have actually never gone around those ice sheaths because I always find it to be a bit of a waste of time. I will launch a spread at sea though, just because I'm positioned to do so. There we go. First launcher has been emptied. But I haven't actually ever gone around these icebergs. So let's see what kind of memeage we're up to with 2 Shimikazes. At least we're fast enough to do this. I think.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Please let the Frank Knox not just turn into my torpedoes, but I think we'll be fine. I've gotten so used to the green camos on my Japanese ships, I've forgotten how the grey camo actually looks.
We are losing.
Yeah, especially the south. Like, look at the cruiser spawn for the south is just terrible. Because you have to go all the way around here if you want to compete for these two. Although, I think cruisers playing around A is kind of good enough. But it isn't, yeah, it isn't the best map for cruisers. But it is a fun map, this. It is one of my favorites. Especially for brawling destroyers, this is a really fun map. For stuff like the American, like the Frank Knox, the Gearing, really, really fun map. Heck, even some of the British destroyers, like the Battle Class and the Daring Class. It seems I still have it in me to try and launch a torpedo spread. And luckily I got myself a Moffat. Always a main prize. It seems I only finished off that Moffat though. Didn't do a lot of damage to it.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Yeah, this map is quite good for float planes. Going to A. Probably one of the only things you really can do in a cruiser. For the opening stages. The enemy has an Omaha fighting over A.
Capture the zone.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall in behind Phoenix. Actually, are you going to fall in behind me? Because I can already see the spawn. But the thing is, if I launch my torpedoes, you might just run into them. So Phoenix, you go ahead, I'm slowing down. And I don't think they've noticed us yet, as long as we hold our fire. I think that here, yeah, that's my torpedoes hitting the far end. The ones I fired earlier. Yeah, just Phoenix, you have to full throttle it. There you go. I think, yeah, he's launching them at the lead. I'm gonna go for a wide spread. At least for the first 5. And then the next 5 will be a bit narrower into the spawn. There we go. And now get the heck out of here.
Thank you very much.
That guy is running away from our torpedo strike. How dare he? It seems that there's not many targets for torpedoes to go and hit, are there? I think my spread was actually quite bad now that I think of it. Should have spread more around there. But oh well. I got 1 torpedo kill this match already, so I'm happy. And there goes the Tigre. So that's the first of Phoenix's torpedoes. Those 2 are, I think, in a danger zone. I want to watch. Can't actually see the torpedoes in the water, so I just have to wait. And there goes one of mine. Lovely. That means that our torpedo spread has already mostly passed our targets, including Phoenixes. So now we just need to get out of dodge. I think that was another torpedo detonation on the Frunze. Torpedo kill. But yeah, I think my spread was after Phoenixes, and I think the Frunze was all the way in the back of that formation, so our torpedoes have now passed their spawn. You know, it's stuff like that where I really wish we had a Kitakami in-game. Because who wouldn't want 40 long lances?
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
That's all. I think Kitakami is probably one of those cruisers that really would make a good event cruiser. Because I think it's a little bit too difficult to use in normal circumstances as a normal Tech 3 or premium cruiser. Yeah, collision warning. But oh well. Yeah, that is... I would imagine that the Kitakami would actually have a ridiculously high battle rating for what it is in arcade. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that were to be a 5-7 or even a 6-0 in arcade. Because what you do in arcade is you would just launch 20 torpedoes, turn around, launch 20 torpedoes, and by the time you've turned around again, the first set of 20 probably would have reloaded. Or do you have to actually launch all torpedoes for them to reload in arcade? I think you do, don't you? Yeah, you do. But still, by the time you launch your second set and you're turning around again, you'll probably be a fair way into reloading them. Yeah, but I don't really care too much for arcade, even if the torpedoes in it are better. And that's just too fast. Way too fast for me. I'm not sure. But I know that they've tested the Kitakami several times over. But I don't think that was a thing in World Warships. It is a thing in World Warships. Oh boy. Suboptimal. Because there goes all my 25s as well. Phoenix, I'd suggest you use your 25s real quick. Real quick. Thanks. But I think this Shimakaze is done for. Oh Jesus. Come on. Yeah, no, I'm never gonna not plot out with those two compartments done. Also, I would love if you'd stop ramming me. Please. I literally can't move. Jesus. And he spawned in a... okay. Now Sendai for my own cruiser gameplay. If that... Is the rally still up? Didn't see it. Because then we can do some float plane shenanigans. There is a rally up somewhere, but it's like... Where is it? It's in my range. It's not doing too well. And I don't think my float plane will actually get to the A point before my destroyers do they? So let's cancel the float plane. There's also no real need to rush that capture point at this point.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage. We're ahead of the enemy.
Do they? I quite like these ships. It's actually the main reason why I play Japan, because I like how they look. It's okay, Nicholas. Nothing too majorly broken. The map changes are less than agreeable, but no well. Gain some to lose some. There's a few, yeah, it's an alright naval update. Bit of a shame that it's basically all we get until September is the next one. It's going to be a bit of a long summer. I don't know. I've grown fond of these ships. Big old destroyer leaders.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
Although I will admit that when it comes to the Kuma and Sendai, they are probably the least good-looking Japanese ships.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
You shoot them. The 140mm SAP is actually quite effective. Because they're no longer contact fuse high like SAP rounds, they actually have somewhat of a fuse. Nowhere near it, no. I haven't actually been playing that much War Thunder recently. Which I really should be, with the new update and all, but yeah, no, I'm nowhere. I haven't even played Britain yet, this update. No, I've been playing a lot of French air, trying to get the new Belgian aircraft and some Dutch ones. And then I've played like 1 or 2 naval battles before the stream, that is. Yeah, I think yeah. This is a decent run, Shimikaze. Now let's just launch the plane. That's not the button I want to press. Launch the plane for fun. If I... So every now and then when you cancel the launch of a float plane, it bugs. And then you just cannot launch the float plane. Sometimes. Where is he? Oop, I've lost lock. That's somewhere out of sight. But you know, the Japanese 140s are actually pretty decent against destroyers, even the American ones. Yes, if you press Alt and then the launch key, which in my case is U, you can cancel the launch.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Cancelling the launch, yeah. But permanently cancelling it, no. There we go, another step closer to Haguro. And almost done with the camo ground in Shimakaze. So I'll probably leave that for the sidelines and get Kuma and Sendai up first. Sure thing. What do you want me to show for the tech tree? The Japanese ones? Isuzu and Akizuki? And Kiyoshima and Hatsuzuki and Yubari and Yudachi. Yeah. Well, there they are. Yeah, these two. What about them? Kuma is alright. Kuma is the same as Sendai. The 140s again are actually decent. They're not the best, but they're 5.0 cruisers. They're supposed to be crap. Isuzu is not good. Isuzu is downright bad. I have spaded it. I have unlocked the camo for it. But yeah, no, the way you play Isuzu is you run away from any ship until you get to within 3 kilometers of them. And then you just unleash the 25s on them. And then it gets funny. You load the armor-piercing belts on the Isuzu. I think, can you load armor-piercing belts? Yeah, you load the armor-piercing belts on the Isuzu's 25s. You get within 3 to 2.5 kilometers. And then shred anything that gets too close. But other than that, Isuzu is like these 127s it carries are the short-barreled ones, so the anti-air guns. So they don't really have the same effective range as the destroyers. So yeah, Isuzu is a bit painful to play, but I've spaded it. I've gotten the camo for it. And other than that, I don't really have to play it ever again. Yeah, I got Hatsuzuki for mobile as well. Probably the only thing I really ever tried to grind in that game. Just to collect it. Also unlock the camo for that. So, yeah. Oh, the 100 normals are fine. And they carry HE only, which is a bit... That's the problem. But you do have to just adjust your aim, what you're doing then. Although you can't really... yeah, going for bridge shots is not as important nowadays because you can still control your ship with a destroyed bridge. But what you do with the 100 mils is you just hold the ranging shot button. You get a 100mm machine gun and just destroy everything that isn't inside of the hull of the enemy ship. And it works. Most of the times. Ah, Naval, yeah. In Naval you see the 100... Yeah, I can see that then. These ships are not exactly long-range ships. Probably, but I do also understand why it's a 5.0. I think it should go down in BR for realistic. It being a 5.0 in arcade, I can fully understand. Being a 5.0 in realistic is a little bit much. Interesting choice, Phoenix, on this map. Very, very interesting choice to go with Isuzu. Although we don't currently have much in the way of cruiser opposition. It is. It is not good. It genuinely isn't. to a certain extent, that's still what you do with Shonan. You just tend to lose the 25mm quite quickly because they're all in one magazine. And if somebody detonates that magazine, you just cannot reload the 25s. That's quite a vulnerable magazine as well. I'm getting juked by a Moskva. What is that cruiser in the back? Enterprise, okay. Well, funny you say that. I've played the new French destroyer for the first part of this stream, so I hope that the video when I end the stream will be fine around the part. But I've played and spaded the new French destroyer for the first part of the stream, and it's really fun. I've really enjoyed it. It also struggles a bit with HE only, but its fire rate kind of makes up for it. I don't know. I've liked it. It's a short grind as well. I think I only played 5 or 4 matches in it. As anti-shipping guns, the 25s are really good. Especially with their armor-piercing belts, they'll just rip straight through most coastals. Especially compared to... yeah, even compared to Oerlikons and the German 20s, they're just better in terms of hitting power. As anti-air guns... they're good in quantity, but they don't really have the rate of fire to be good anti-air guns compared to the Oerlikon and the German 20. Although the German 20 doesn't have the ammo capacity to be a good anti-air gun. Neither does the 25, really. Well, yeah, obviously. They are much better than they are in the real-life counterpart. But, you know, I understand the feeling of like, why would I ever bother playing anything that isn't US with how powerful they are? It's kind of difficult to describe because at this point I've just stopped caring. Though I haven't really played... That's kind of my problem now. I have almost all ships. I'm actually not that far away from it. And if most of the ships I do own are spaded. So I don't really know what the struggle is like playing like low tier ships, not having more potent options, and not having them spaded. So that's why I do actually appreciate getting new destroyers to research. Because it's always nice having a new ship like at lower BRs to research and realize to, you know, re-experience how it feels to play those stock. But at the same time, I am a rather experienced naval player, I'd say, so I don't really struggle against those ships. Nor do I... how do I say it? I don't have to work through those ships anymore. I already have them. If you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, you seem to not like me anymore. I need to get moving. I need to get into cover behind that island. Like, the Kuma and the Sendai arguably aren't great cruisers. Nor are the Japanese destroyers great, but I genuinely play them for fun. And I do have fun with them. But that's because I do have premium time. I do have, you know, enough spare change to do that for me. And with premium time, you cannot get negative SL after a match. You get more RP, you get more SL. So the grind is easier, the grind is faster. So I never really feel that struggle anymore going through difficult ships.
Take him down.
I think my most recent experience with it was the French tree, obviously, it being the newest one, but even that is a while ago now. Yeah. Like, I genuinely recommend, if you have the change, if you have the money to do so, because I know it isn't cheap, technically. But during a 50% off sale, just buy a year's of premium. It is like 30-ish euros, I think. Now, obviously, you have to buy like 50 euros worth of golden eagles to buy it. But yeah. But 30-ish euros for like a year's subscription, basically. I don't consider it to be a bad trade for what it gets you in this game. Of course, I have been playing this game for 12 years as well, so it's definitely something I've invested my time, my money's worth into. But I kind of remember what it's like to play free-to-play. I've grinded most of the Japanese archery free-to-play completely, and I remember its frustrations plenty. I mean, even if you only play like an hour a day or like 2 hours a week, when you buy a year's worth, at least for me, I do not care about wasting time because it's a year. Like if I don't play for a day during a year, okay, so be it. It's 30 euros for a year. That is, you know, a little under 3 euros a month. It all depends on just how much, you know, money you have to spend on that kind of stuff. For the longest time, I didn't have that money to spend, and then it was a pretty big deal if I wanted to spend it on it. But yeah, as somebody mentioned, another option is grinding an event vehicle and then selling it, but in my opinion, that's not really a realistic option, because that entails you getting that event vehicle in the first place and playing enough to get it. Which is not really something to take for granted. Like, there's plenty of times where I might even struggle getting the naval events. Just because timing isn't great. Yeah, I kind of I agree on that. They made it a bit difficult to Yeah, but the thing is, I have never ever gotten the upgrade passes for the battle pass. Never. Then again, I also don't focus that much on daily tasks, but I also don't want to. I do not care enough to like daily log in to just do those tasks. This is just a pain in the ass. Like, genuinely, I have never earned Guichen going through this game. I think I've only done it twice, but not through actually grinding event or grinding battle passes. I think I got lucky twice with the SL loot boxes, and that's it. Also, no, that's a bit too close. I do need to maneuver.
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Actually, thinking about it. A is open. But yeah, I usually don't even crack into level 100 for the battle pass. If you saw it earlier, I opened my current battle pass is at level 49. I don't even have the P51 yet. But then again, it also doesn't help that most of the recent like battle pass tasks were ground based, and I just don't play ground. You could do that, but then that's, you know, that doesn't help you in the short term. Okay. Yeah. I would genuinely just consider trying to buy a year's of premium on a 50% sale. Like when I first did that and calculated how much money it actually costs me for a year and how much I play this game, because like I don't play this game that much, but at the same time I really do, and for me, it's been worth it. Ever since I started doing it, it's always been worth it. And I'm currently sitting on a year and a half. Well, yeah, year and the third. Yeah. I feel like I was going to check something in the hangar, but I forgot. Oh, yeah. Just, you know, We're actually almost in the last month of this battle pass, and I'm only at 49. I genuinely have never gotten to those upgrade coupons. Never. And I don't know how I would. Anyways, on we go. I do actually get the battle pass every time because the rewards it gives you are pretty nice. And again, I do have the disposable income to actually do that for myself. But I also get it just for the boats. I always collect boats. The first few are really good. Really good. And I think in general, you don't have to... It might be weird to say, but when you buy the battle pass, you shouldn't buy it just for the vehicles. You should buy it for all of the boosters, all of the SL, all of the decals, and all the other stuff you get from it is why you should buy the battle pass, not necessarily for the vehicles, although they are a big factor in it. But yeah. Yeah, same. But I genuinely do understand that it is a struggle playing this game free to play. It is not fun. It has been a long time since I've done it myself, but I do recall it not being fun. So I do empathize with that if you really don't like the grind then. Oh, look, full up there again. Well, almost full up there. But they only have one cruiser. Interesting. Let's see what we can do to this Leander. And I hope our Hipper actually has some brains and shoots him as well. I don't like continuously losing turrets. It is also not the only thing shooting me. Thank you, Hipper, for actually being awake. Timothy Isuzu has a problem with me though. I am flooding. I need to deal with the flooding first. And it's severe flooding apparently. I need to turn and drop a smoke. I need to figure out what on earth is shooting me from the destroyer side. Yeah, I do kind of agree that the Battle Pass vehicles aren't that interesting in general. The thing about Battle Pass vehicles is that it gives you, at least for ships, it gives you a rank 3 premium. For almost every nation. Which is the interesting part. Like, the thing I consider about Battle Pass is that it gives you a rank 3 premium in a nation you might otherwise not play, or an otherwise mid-tier premium. Thanks, Phoenix. I'll definitely take that personally. Where's our Hipper going? Oh well, to be, I guess. Guys, not sinking yet. basically Jorg. It is, yeah, yeah. It is not. It's not great for free-to-play players. Okay, what has a hardened for me in the destroyer spawn? A Tashkent apparently. Is it one of those bots again? Is it? Where are you? There you are. Who would have guessed? It is. So we go to complain, we go to bot. Suspicious. Stat card. In-game behavior. And the name. There we go. It might be a bit nonsense how I identify those bots, but for those who have played Naval long enough, recognize this more than anything. That is actually a good question, Jorg. I should check if that's still up. Well, it's been a while since I heard that name. It's not that the bots are back in town, it's just that those bots, you know, every now and then one of those will pop up. But it's been great ever since they've been nuked. Yeah, these back in the day we used to call them alphabet bots because their names are just gibberish. They've always been around, even after the nuking, but they're just rarer. You don't see that many of them. Because the reason they exist was to, for as far as we think, exploit the referral code or like invite link thing, where getting rank 5 got the owner of, or the sender of the invite link Golden Eagles.
We've captured most of the strategic zone.
And the Russian Blue Water Tree, at least used to be, I don't know if it still is one of the shortest Blue Water Trees to get to rank 5. So that's why you always see them in Russian ships. They'd go Kerch, Tashkent, Kafkaz, or Krim. I think it actually was usually Kafkaz. So Kerch, Tashkent, Kafkaz, Chapayev, and that's it. You'd never see them in battleships because by the time they go to rank 5, there's no point in using them anymore.
Destroy the target.
Another real quick giveaways, of course, they leave after one death. But you know, those kind of stat cards, again, for me, who has seen a lot of those bots, are a dead giveaway. Like, those are genuinely the only vehicles I've played. And terribly at that. Actually, this stat courage is not too bad, but I mean, still. A human doesn't play like this. Okay. Look at Kuma. I might have to put some attention on the destroyer side of things. he's getting into cover, so it won't be a problem anymore. Hume has been dealt with by the Hipper. Okay. Need to aim a bit forward if I can. Never mind. They are really potent, especially in good hands. That's a lot of cruisers all of a sudden. Do we still have the Hipper? We do. Please, Hipper. Detonate. Or we'll detonate the Crush Bay. Seems I won't be getting to the B point, but that doesn't matter because I'm actually in it for the damage done more than anything else.
Destroy the target.
Keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
There's apparently a Hatsuzuki about. But we'll deal with that after we've dealt with this summoner. And it'll be a sinking summoner or Frank Knox or gearing. It was a gearing this time around. The hip. Oh. Okay, the Hipper got a crash pay with not good. It's rare to see a Hipper that actually knows how to prioritize targets.
Somebody attack him.
Air, Sun 20, 1,000 meters.
For a second I read PBJ as PE8 and was a bit more concerned. The armor protection is alright on Spade, but the thing is that it has exposed magazines. So you just shoot underneath its turret, so if you're decently panning around and you just detonate it. A float HE-51, that's adorable. That doesn't look like a Japanese naval flag to me, does it? On the back of that Hatsuharu. I see torpedoes in the water in front. They do seem hostile. There we go. I need to remember to filter out those loading screens at some point. Let me actually show you spade. So armor-wise, it's actually, yeah, it's okay for a cruiser that is decent. 100 moon plating, with then some turtleback behind it, I think, or just citadel plating. But yeah, the problem is it has magazines poking above the waterline, both front and back. Can I? I can't hide the fuel tanks, but yeah, magazines well above the waterline. And off we go again. And insta-queued. Andaman Sea is not a great map for these early cruisers. Especially if it's an up tier. Because this is a very fun map to have as full up tier when you're a 5-0 with no other cruisers on your team and 3 5-7s on the enemy team. Definitely not something I ran into like 2 days ago. But well. Seems like a down tier.
Attack the enemy!
Hawkins is 5-3. Actually, is Hawkins 5-3 or 5-0? Bar is 4-7, I think. Hard left turn. How dare they touch my plane? You know, at some point you'll have to stop turning, Phoenix, and actually go straight. Please. There we go. And now we just book it, try and get behind that mountain. Fire on the ship, that's fine.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Alrighty, Jorg. I'll maybe see you in the next one. It is getting pretty late. Okay, what's out there? Just destroyers, that's AI. No hostile cruisers yet, which is a good sign. Good night, Jorg. Okay, anyways. We've got some frigates to sink.
Our victory is near.
And I need to turn in to get to the mountain. Yeah, it is always... That's something I've also done when playing, especially back when I was playing free-to-play, is you need to take breaks. You need to take breaks from grinding. Either playing other games or just playing stuff you'll have fun with. I will say having premium time does help playing stuff you have fun with, because again you can't lose a cell with premium time. But yeah, break is always a good idea, every now and then. It might be a better idea to shoot high explosive with this frigate, rather than the sap. We've got the coastal areas, but with that many enemy destroyers around, we're not going to keep them. That's for sure. Yeah, I can see that. Not great for the 5.0s on this map, but yeah, definitely great if you're a 6.0, so you don't get up there to battleships. We really need 7.3 at some point, just so we can get those top battleships away from cruisers. Not even necessarily decompress, just add a 7.3 ship, or several. Or, you know, make some of the current 7073 Kopf Scharnhorst. Although that is a ship I really need to get my hands on sooner rather than later with Scharnhorst, just to really experience how good of a ship it is. Because I keep ragging on it, saying it's the best battleship in game, but I never actually played it because I don't own it. The only problem with me getting Scharnhorst is I need to get through 2 more German dreadnoughts, and then I can start researching Scharnhorst. But yeah, no, you know what? That might be my project I need to really work on, is getting Scharnhorst. Most likely. If I don't get Scharnhorst during the week, which I doubt I will. It's just enough cover for them off to shoot over, but for me to not hit him. No good.
The enemy has captured most of the strategic zones.
Yeah. For as far as I know, the devs aren't really on the forum to begin with. But they really should be moving them up sometime soon, rather than later. Ouch, there it goes. I think torpedo rack. Yeah, my torpedoes.
Attack the enemy!
The Ascar is fully hidden, to my great dismay. Or not. Thank you for reversing. Please, yeah, please go forward when I reload. No, reload faster. No. Yeah. Although Hagro is a pretty good cruiser, especially at 5.7. That's also kind of a problem I have of playing that much naval and grinding through a lot of ships. Is my memory of spading ships is heavily dependent on when I got them. Because I spaded Setsu back when those were the only battleships, back then 6.0s. So when I think back on Setsu, I think of it, it's not the greatest. But that was back when, you know, new power, literally. Update 2.0. My man, Hugo at 6.0 was even crazier. But yeah, yeah, 6.3 Scharnhorst was something. But 6.0 Hugo was something else. Because no Omaha should ever be, you know, subject to 14-inch sap. And anybody claim that that is balanced in matchmaking terms. Okay. I'd rather you not smoke me, sus, because I need to see where I'm going with all these rocks. I don't think that works like that. Because World War I Dreads, ironically enough, are actually fairly balanced against heavier cruisers. And the armored cruisers, I'm sorry to say, they're just not interesting. Or even borderline bad. Because the thing is, the BR would you put armored cruisers like that would be like 5.3, 5.0 in terms of their reload rate and their mobility. But then destroyers have to face things with actual armor. I really beached myself, didn't I? God damn it. And now I'm at such a horrible angle where I cannot possibly make that turn without like a 30 point, you know, going back and forth. Well, we'll deal with it. Where on earth is SKR? Because I know it's somewhere around here, but I just don't know where. Also, absolutely fantastic gameplays at 15. We're just going into the coastal area, but not actually going to the B cap.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Getting absolutely annihilated by SKR rockets. I'm doing well. Playing some 5.0 Japan at the moment. Grinding for Haguro and camos. Being a bit stuck in between the rocks here. Need those guns. Well, gun. That's a pretty nice pattern of that camo for the Japanese destroyer. Yes. The SKR is a weird ship. Because they Then again, I am kind of cursed when it comes to ships. But I've never really liked SKR. I've had the SKR for years, the SKR-7, and I still not spaded it. Just because I have more fun frigates to use if I want to really grind naval events. I'm not too familiar with those kind of ships, those armored cruisers and protected cruisers, is I think what they called light cruisers back in the day. Well, back then.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Okay, so the game plan here is to run face first into the SKR
Have captured a zone.
and either torpedo it or just overwhelm it with 14 centimeter sap. That's the game plan. You know, when I think about it, those ships would actually be pretty fun to have. Because there are some wacky things in there as well. Come on, SKR, where are you? I know you're hiding around here somewhere. Oh, hello. A 24% crew? Perfect. Be gone. Not a bad choice, the Russian ships. That might be a bit of a problem. Although it is a Moffat. So you just... Oh, you attempt to just boom it. But it's very low crew anyways. The Kronstadt is all okay. Kronstadt has potent guns, but it's a bit fragile, as are most of those battle cruisers. But again, I don't really play enough battleships to know if it's still good or not, and I haven't seen that many Kronstadts around recently. Whenever I do foray into battleship BRs. Mostly because the Russians haven't actually gotten a new blue water ship in ages. Oh look, a PE-8. Who would have guessed that it is an SKR-7 would spawn a PE-8? Who would have guessed? Thank God the 25s ripped through planes like they do coastals. Please cap it, please cap it, please cap it, please cap it, damn it! In recent times, yes, the Bolzano. Which was last update, I think. The thing is that if SKR-7 now spawns a coastal vessel, we're doomed. And of course the 5,000 kilo bomb doesn't, you know, dud like other bombs have this update. Also good stuff Nord. Well, he still has another chance. Yep, there's another one. Let's see if I can get in the action. Although I think that's... yeah, that one has AI gunners. Wait. It's not my elevator up button anymore. And I missed by a wide margin. Also because he's stunk. Oh, lost tail control, so let's check out. Yeah, the Scharnhorst is currently the best battleship in game. Well, the tankiest battleship in game. Did I blow off my own tail with the 800 kilo? I think I did. Yeah, that's good damage done in Sendai. So I need to work on Kuma now. Yeah. I'm still of the opinion that I think that the Russian Navy might be more interesting in the long run to go down with. Go down detectory with. Not when it comes to battleships, but when it comes to like post-battleships ships. When you go into the missile era. I think we'll do one more match and I'll call it a night. Because I am starting to lose my voice. The thing is, there's for me, there is genuinely an argument for all of the naval nations to go down, you know, to go down each and every one of them. Because all of them get something cool and interesting. Or famous. Queen Mary. I think Queen Mary is a good ship. I have yet to play it, I have yet to get it. But 13.5-inch guns at 6.3 on a pretty mobile, like, hull should be okay. Should be. It's also on my list to get soon. It is a battle cruiser, so it is not the most well armored. But that firepower and that mobility at 6.3 compared to the other 6.3s Britain gets should be pretty good. Should be. Although I think it is literally one of, if not the only ship in game that has 0 anti-aircraft guns. But I'd have to double check. Yeah, it is incredibly likely that it'll be added. The Sovietsky Soyuz, I think that's what it's called in World of Warships. I mean, yeah. But yeah, there's indeed a very high likelihood that that will be added for Russia when we get to those beefy 16-inch ships. Not the greatest map for a cruiser first spawn, but oh well. Gotta do what you gotta do. And I'll launch a plane towards A. Kirov is 5.7, so we are again up tier. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just I've always known the ship as the Soyuz. Because, you know, World of Warships.
Attack the B point! Attack the C point!
I still really... Oh. Oh no. That's the Bravi. I may have chosen the wrong... Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not gonna end well, but it will. With a bit of luck I might slip under its radar. Is it one of those bots again? One of the alphabet bots, I think it is, isn't it? Yep. Yep, it is. Okay. We do complain, we do bot. It's Suspicious. That card. In-game behavior. And name. There we go. And we keep going. And we hope we don't get a telephone pole straight through the face from the Bravi. What is that machine gun of lead over there? I think I might want to turn my cruiser north. No missile trails out yet. Let's ditch the bombs. Start losing some speed. Although not that much yet. Please don't rip off the pontoons. And now we wait for a missile trail, which is most certainly going to come straight for my face. I think the Bravi is over here. Quite sure.
The victory is near.
No, there it is. And missiles out, I think. Nope, that's just his 45s firing. Come on, Bravi, you can do better than that.
The Allied forces have captured
And off we
Naval.
go. And now we'll go circle. And we'll give the Bravi some food to play with, I guess. And we are going to turn straight north. I am not gonna mess with all those cruisers over there. And neither is the Igano by the looks of it. What is up with all the Isises today?
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Is that New Orleans firing secondaries at me? Nope, those are the main guns. Just turning in. There goes a Bravi missile. Seemingly not interested in my plane, apparently. Then again, the Bravi might just not have his radar on, instead of, he might just have this instead of the radar. So he might not even know my aircraft is there.
Victory will be ours.
Speaking of aircraft, let's do a bit of a duel, shall we? That is the wrong button. I need to stop turning. I am miles away. And I really wish I had some bombs left.
Take him down.
This thing doesn't have any offensive armament though. We'll have to improvise. Missile away from the Bravi. Not directed at me though. Come on, if we could sink the Bravi, that'd be great. And dead. They're decapping A. Where is it? There it is. So I have a rear gunner. And let's get some PT boat action in on this. He's at a bit of an awkward angle.
Somebody attack him!
Look at him there, all menacingly.
Controlling most of the zones.
Yeah, man. Oop. Well, that helps with turning, that's for sure. I think that's a Walrus, a British float plane.
Capture the zone.
The thing is, if it takes off, I'll just dogfight it.
Take him down!
And I'm gonna ram right into it. Get over here, Walrus. Get over here. Take off, I dare you. Yep, it's already on fire. It's dead. The Walrus does have two gunners, I think. One in front and one in the back. But I am clearly the superior float plane. As seen by my victory.
Let's keep the pressure on.
Put it in circle again.
It's close.
And off we go. Eat. Yugumo. Actually not the biggest threat because it doesn't have any AP. Clearing the barrels of sap to deal with that coastal as soon as I see it again. There's a Bravi up again. And coastal be gone. Oh, hello. I'm gonna get torpedoed, am I?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Why is it Moffat looking that way? There's... The spawns are this way, my guy. And you're getting shot from them. Bit too late to turn those guns now, Moffat. Very much too late. It seems I can't finish him off. There we go. Hello. Ah, there's the long lances. And when I'm in a full turn I can't depress the guns. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Percent. And then. Where are the torpedoes? Because I definitely saw him launch torpedoes. Where are they? I think they would have reached me by now. So let's just say we're clear. Yeah. You know, if those were actually launched at me, they would have already reached me. I respect the decal placement. I like the Agano. It's such a teeny little light cruiser. It is my flagship for a reason. And this location is really good for Agano, up close with destroyers. I think that's the Falcon decal for Japan. I have to check. I don't think that's... It could be the ocean, but it doesn't look like the ocean decal to me. Is over there, that's the problem. Why am I going so slow? Oh, one of my engine groups is damaged. It seems like I'll make it to be uncontested though. Bit too late for that Agano. Bit too late if he wants to cover. Come on. I'll get it to be on time. Should be no problem. And the Agano got melted by a Moffat. Okay. Let's just see what the situation over there is. Dangerous. The Atlanta's closing in on the A point. Very well. Now that's my gunners shooting at the Groza. So yeah, I'll have to get a move on to sea quick, because it's unlikely we'll hold a Butte kill on the coastal. We would have never seen him otherwise.
Somebody attack him!
And my floatplane has just gotten shot down.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Let's shoot at some of these destroyers to try and stop their charge. Aircraft up, that's not a good sign. Not for me at least. At least my gunner's already engaging it. Go. What is the aircraft shooting at? Well, it's already dropped its payloads, it's a B-25. Oh, hello. That's worse. Somehow.
A little more effort
Oh god, 4 torpedoes in front. Hard turn right, please. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. That hurt a real lot. Yeah, the thing is, can... Come on, stay afloat. Stay. My guns, I don't have the gun elevation anymore to actually shoot him. 25s are knocked out, I don't have the buoyancy, I need my squad mate to help. But I think it's game over. He's in his own battle. Oh well, that is what it is, I guess. And that's gonna be game real quick.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Single spawn the Kirov. Interesting. Are only 5-7. Oh no, we do have Nakoma. And I think the York is a 5-7. No, the York's 5-3. (5-7) match. The two 5-0 players carry it, of course. Or I'll try to. Oh well. Yeah, we didn't have enough cruisers to deal with theirs, I think. Any PT boat can be a dangerous cookie if it gets to jump on you. Which that one did, because I just had to focus on 3 destroyers on the other side of me. You also... Well, I at least don't really assume many players will jump into a coastal immediately after getting sunk in a destroyer. Also, the Jaguar is not a destroyer you see that often anymore. A coastal, rather. Where are my guns shooting? There we go. Can I get the kill on this cruiser before the match ends? Yeah, they have way more cruisers than we do. Survey says yes. I almost direct hit him. Almost. But oh well. A bit of a disappointing loss for the last match of the night. But decent enough. A 5% discount, okay. Still a good amount of SL. And my squad did work. Am I genuinely 3 points of the 3 damage points away? Oh my god. I am 3 damage points away from getting the camo and Shimakaze. And remember, each ship has 2,200. KFK. Do you know what nation that is you're thinking of? Well, that's screenshot worthy. And work has been done on Kuma and Sendai. Anyways, that's going to be it for me, I think. Next week, I am probably going to try getting the Scharnhorst. I'm getting closer to it. So over the coming week, I'll be grinding some German battleships. With 100 tons still needing some work, and Baden also. But it should be doable. I should have definitely get Helgoland next week and then a good chunk into Kaiser. So yeah, thank you all for watching as usual. And I will see you next week.